Okay, good afternoon. I have come on to my YouTube channel to do a short live. I don't usually do lives on YouTube. I normally post videos about my financial journey. I haven't done a video for quite a while, a couple of months ago, and I thought I'll come on live. To tell you the honest truth, I don't like doing videos. I just find lives more natural. So I thought I'll come on and just talk a little bit about um, part of my financial journey. So the question is, do you know how much you owe? When it comes to this thing called money, this thing called debt, you know, sometimes people shy away from it. Sometimes people bury their heads in the sand and they find it very difficult to deal with. I would always say that, if you need help, get someone to walk the journey with you. Don't do life alone. Always find your tribe. So, do you know how much you owe? Or do you go round and round in circles when it comes to debt? Debt is something, well, there's good debt and there's bad debt. Some people have debt because they have property portfolios, so they have various mortgages on those properties. And some people have debt because they have spent on their credit cards and bought just everyday things that are perishable, and it can be classified as bad debt. But my question is, do you know how much you owe? Are you taking stock? Do you know that figure to say, this is what I owe in total? And are you making plans to reduce that debt? Debt is something that, if you're not careful, if you're not disciplined, it can just go round and round and round in circles. So you and I need to make sure that we pick up good habits, good financial habits. Make sure that we're saving. Make sure we have an emergency fund. Make sure that we're learning how to invest. Yes, we need to take a bit of risk when it comes to investments, but make sure that you have a mentor and someone is guiding you and coaching you on how you can follow all those financial principles. It's so important. Finance is so key. And if you look at some of my past videos on my page, you will see I talk about myself. I talk about things I have learned from being in debt, things I've learned from when my business had to fold up because of the recession. Sometimes we can't avoid getting into debt, but let us make sure that we pick up good habits. Let us pick up good financial habits. Finances is one of those things we're not taught about in school, and therefore it's so easy to get into bad habits before you then realize that, hang on a minute, this is not going to help me, this is not going to pay me. So we need to make sure that we know how much we owe and that we are in control. Do you have debt whereby you've got a plan in place where you've got a step-by-step reduction plan where you know that in 3 months' time it would have reduced by X amount, in 6 months' time the debt will be reduced by so and so? It's always good to if it's bad debt, that is, to get out of debt, but know how much you owe. When you do some reconciliation and add everything up, then sometimes it brings a bit more reality to the situation, and it brings a bit more reality as to how much you owe. Because sometimes we could be living in what they call a fool's paradise, thinking that, yeah, I owe a little bit of money. But when you add up credit card number one, credit card number two, this loan, that loan, you know, whatever it might be, then you might have a rude shock or come to a rude awakening that you owe more than you think you owe. So, just a little tip here. And all this is just from, personal experience. I'm not, I don't claim to be an expert on financial advice, but just helping people out there from my journey, as it were. So add up everything you owe. It's a good time. It's a new year. Add up and know how much you owe and make plans to reduce that debt, especially if it is bad debt. Have that figure. What if somebody walks up to you and says, I feel that I need to, excuse me, help you out. I want to write off your debts. how much do you owe? Wouldn't it be great if you know that figure, if you have that figure to hand so that those debts can be written off just like that? So that might be, a pipe dream, but who knows? So it's always good to know how much you owe, have that figure, and have a plan on how to reduce that bad debt. Let's not go round in circles so that when December comes, you're still in the same position you were in, or at the beginning of the year, or even a worse position. Let that not be your case. Let that not be my case. So know how much you owe and put a plan in place to reduce that debt. Well, I'm going to sign off now. I just thought I'll do this as an experiment. I don't like doing videos. I prefer to do lives. Videos probably have their benefits, especially on YouTube, if you don't have lots of followers, whereby, the video is preserved. So a live stream just comes and goes, but hey ho, who knows? So hope you have a great day, and remember, find out, calculate how much you owe and put a plan in place to reduce that debt. See you soon.